Let's talk about the morning ritual you never signed up for. That first conscious moment of the day, before your feet even hit the floor. It starts with a tickle, then a cough, then that familiar, frustrating feeling of thick, sticky mucus stuck in your throat. You clear it, take a sip of water, and assume it's over. But it lingers. For millions of adults over 60, this is the silent, daily routine. You've probably been told it's just a part of getting older. Maybe a doctor dismissed it. Maybe you've simply accepted it as your new normal. But what if that common advice isn't the whole story? What if that's a damaging misconception that's keeping you stuck? The truth is, this problem has real, identifiable causes. And once you know the cause, you have the power to fix it. In the next few minutes, we are pulling back the curtain on the 5 most common hidden reasons for chronic morning mucus. These aren't guesses, these are science-backed explanations, and for each one, I'll give you a simple, natural strategy you can use starting tonight. Let's begin our countdown at number 5 with something that seems almost too simple to be the culprit: a lack of proper hydration. We've all been told to drink more water, but we're rarely told why it's so critical for this specific problem. Here's the hidden connection. The consistency of your mucus is directly tied to your body's water levels. When you are fully hydrated, your mucus is about 95% water. It's thin, slippery, and does its job of trapping irritants before being cleared away without you even noticing. But as we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, and our bodies hold less water. When you become even mildly dehydrated, your body goes into conservation mode. It starts pulling water from non-essential sources, and that includes your mucus. It turns from a slick, protective river into a thick, sticky sludge. This sludge is hard to move, so it sits in your throat and airways, causing that morning congestion. This isn't just a theory. A study in the journal Respiratory Physiology and Neurobiology in 2015 explored this very link, proposing that chronic dehydration is a key factor in how the body handles histamine and produces mucus, leading to symptoms that mimic allergies. Here's how you hacked on this today. This isn't about chugging water all at once. Implement the bookend rule. Place a glass of water on your nightstand. Drink half of it right before you turn out the lights, and the other half the moment you wake up, before coffee or tea. This simple habit ensures your body isn't starting or ending its longest period of rest in a state of dehydration, keeping your mucus thinner and easier to clear. Now, coming in at number 4 is a problem most people have heard of, but don't truly understand. It's postnasal drip, but this isn't the kind you get with a cold. This is a quiet, age-related version. Inside your nose and sinuses are billions of tiny microscopic hairs called cilia. Think of them as a massive crew of sweepers, constantly beating in unison to move a thin layer of mucus towards the back of your throat to be swallowed. It's a brilliant system that cleans the air you breathe. However, with age, 2 things happen. First, those cilia can slow down. They become less efficient. Second, the mucus itself can change in consistency. A study in the American Journal of Rhinology confirmed that the nasal passages of older adults often show decreased mucociliary clearance. That's the scientific term for a sluggish sweeping system. So, when you lie down flat at night, gravity works against this already slowed system. Instead of being swept away efficiently, the mucus pools and drips slowly down your throat all night long. You wake up with an accumulation of it sitting right at the back of your throat, triggering that morning cough. Here is your immediate action plan. You need to give gravity a helping hand. Create a gentle slope. You don't need a fancy hospital bed. Just add an extra pillow under your head. Or, even better, place a firm wedge pillow under your mattress or on top of it. Elevating your head by just 6 to 8 inches is often enough to keep mucus flowing downwards into your stomach, not pooling in your throat. This one small change can dramatically reduce that morning congestion. At number 3, we're going to look outside the body at an invisible culprit that's inside almost every home: the air itself. We spend a third of our lives in the bedroom, but we rarely consider the quality of the air we're breathing while we sleep. Central heating in the winter and air conditioning in the summer are modern comforts, but they are notorious for sucking the humidity right out of the air. Breathing in dry air for 8 hours a night is like putting your delicate airways in a desert. Your nose and throat become irritated and dried out. In response, your body does the only thing it knows how to do to protect itself. It produces more mucus. But it produces a thick, defensive mucus to act as a barrier against the dry, harsh conditions. This creates a vicious cycle. The dry air causes irritation. Your body creates thick mucus to soothe it, and that thick mucus is what you have to cough up in the morning. A review published in the Cochrane database of systematic reviews found that using heated humidifiers can reduce the severity of respiratory symptoms by adding moisture back into the air, preventing this defensive overproduction. Here's your mission for tonight: rehumidify your bedroom. The easiest way is with a small, cool mist humidifier. Set it to run overnight. If you don't have one, even placing a wide bowl of water near a heat source can help. And consider adding a few houseplants to your room. They naturally release moisture into the air. You're not just making the room more comfortable, you're telling your body's defense system it can stand down. Our runner-up at number 2 is one of the most overlooked causes of chronic mucus in older adults. It's something you might be taking every day: your own prescription medications. Let me be clear. These medications are often essential for managing conditions like high blood pressure, allergies, or bladder control. But many of them come with a class of side effects known as anticholinergic effects. In simple terms, this means they work by drying up secretions throughout your body. They reduce saliva, leading to dry mouth. They reduce sweat, and they also reduce the natural thin mucus in your airways, making what's left behind thicker, stickier, and much harder to clear. Common culprits include certain diuretics, water pills, older antihistamines, some antidepressants, and medications for overactive bladder. A study in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that a high anticholinergic burden, meaning taking multiple drugs with these drying effects, is extremely common in older adults and is linked to a host of issues. You might be taking a pill to help one condition without anyone ever connecting it to the relentless cough you've developed. Here's how to put this into practice immediately. Do not stop any medication. Instead, become an informed detective. Make a list of every single medication and supplement you take. Schedule a review with your doctor, or even better, your pharmacist. Go in with this specific question: I've been dealing with thick morning mucus and a chronic cough. Could any of these medications be contributing to it? And are there any alternatives with fewer drying side effects? It's a simple question that can uncover the root cause and change everything. And now we've arrived at the number 1 most common and most misunderstood reason for chronic morning mucus. It's a condition I call the silent intruder, Laryngopharyngeal reflux, or LPR. This is the ultimate villain because it operates in stealth mode. You've heard of acid reflux, or GERD, which causes that classic burning heartburn in the chest. LPR is different. It's a reflux that doesn't read the manual. With LPR, it's not a wave of liquid acid that comes up. It's often a fine gaseous mist of stomach contents, acid and digestive enzymes like pepsin that silently puffs up into your throat, especially when you're lying down. You don't feel a burn, you don't taste it, but your delicate vocal cords and throat lining do. They become highly irritated. And what does your body do when faced with this constant silent assault? It creates a thick, protective layer of mucus to shield the tissue, That's the mucus you wake up with. The prevalence is shocking. Research in the journal Current Opinion in Otolaryngology and Head and Neck Surgery suggests that LPR may be a contributing factor in as many as 50% of patients with chronic throat and voice complaints. Here is the simplest, most powerful way to fight back. Implement the 3-hour rule. Make it a non-negotiable part of your day to stop eating and drinking anything except water for at least 3 full hours before you lie down to sleep. This gives your stomach time to empty, dramatically reducing the chances that anything will reflux up into your throat overnight. This single habit is more powerful than any cough drop on the market. So what do all these hidden causes share? They all trigger your body's protective instincts in a way that backfires. Whether it's defending against dryness, irritation from acid, or gravity's pull, your body creates mucus. The problem isn't the mucus itself, it's the overreaction. Our goal is to remove the trigger so your body can find its balance again. Let's quickly recap the path forward. That chronic morning cough is not something you have to just live with. We've seen it could be a simple lack of hydration, solvable with the bookend rule. It might be a gravity problem, fixed by elevating your head. It could be the very air you breathe, improved with a simple humidifier. It might even be a side effect from a necessary medication. Or the silent intruder, LPR, which can be managed by not eating 3 hours before bed. You now have the knowledge. The next step, the most important one, is action. So I have a challenge for you. I want you to choose just one of these strategies, the one that seems easiest or most relevant to you, and commit to trying it for 1 week. Will you try the 3-hour rule tonight? Will you add a pillow to your bed? Will you put a glass of water on your nightstand? Please comment below and tell me the one tip you're going to try first. Sharing your plan helps you commit to it, and your story could be the spark of hope that another person in our community needs to see. If this video armed you with clarity and hope, hit that like button, subscribe for more practical health guidance, and share this with anyone you know who has accepted their morning cough as a part of life. It's time to reclaim your mornings. Until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, keep moving.